Well, it's day 5 of our jaunt in Germany as we prepare for tonight's big game. That's the thing, it's now tonight. The big game against Scotland, against Germany, hosts of this Euros. And we're at yesterday's press conference. Bill, you've been reading the German papers this morning. Bill knows a bit of German, he keeps telling us. Actually reading Bild. And you found some interesting stuff in there.
Yeah, on the front page this morning, the German captain, Ilkay Gundogan, the headline says, "My promise to all the fans," and inside he's written an open letter to the German nation saying, "We've not had great times lately, things have been a bit up and down, but I promise you on behalf of my team, we are going all out to win our tournament." And then in the pull-out of the paper, there's a lovely picture from training, I think from yesterday, where our boys are all leaping all over each other, looking happy, and the headline says, "The Scots want to rock Munich." And it goes into a bit of detail. In the German papers, it's very different. Like a lot of European papers, they don't do great big runs of words with quotes. They do little itty-bitty things. So within this, it talks about the best players Scotland have, Andy Robertson, Scott McTominay. But then says also, Scotland have moved away from kick and rush football and can now play through the areas of the park, which is quite interesting. You don't often hear that from, because I think, was it Robert Huth, the ex-German player, was saying during the week, Scotland just come and defend in depth.
Yeah.
But Bill clearly understand that's not how we play anymore.
Yeah. Whether it says that, I'm not too sure, because Bill's German is a wee bit iffy, as I found out this week. But anyway, listen, but he's right though, isn't he? Because the idea that Scotland play this kick and rush football is old fashioned now, Derek, isn't it? Because we do play, as Bill says, we've got guys who play and the Germans recognise that.
Well, I asked Julian Nagelsmann at the press conference last night how he felt Scotland had improved under Steve Clarke, and it was glowing praise. You know, he even talked about the 4-0 defeat to the Netherlands, where he actually stated, "I thought Scotland were better," which was a hell of a compliment. And you know, it wasn't just a token compliments for Steve Clarke. He went into a bit of depth about how he's changed how Scotland play. As you say, we're no longer just kick and rush, and it was good to hear.
All joking apart, Bill's German has been excellent, and I don't doubt it for a minute.
Don't backtrack now. Don't do that. You'll let us speak, Chris Boyd, in one of the podcasts this week. One of these days you'll go too far.
I know, I've been saying that for 25 years. But you have been. There's been a lot of coverage and real respect for Scotland.
Absolutely, real respect for the Tartan Army, for the players, for the whole setup. Steve Clarke has a big reputation here. When they might look sometimes as and say, "Who are these guys?" But they look at a guy who's worked under Mourinho and Hullet and Dalglish, and he's been managing his own right, Bobby Robson, and they see a proper operator.
I think I'd say to you over the last couple of days, there was a genuine respect from Germany, and I think that's now clear, you know, and that in itself shows you how far Steve Clarke's taken Scotland. You got a team like Germany and Nagelsmann are praising us like that.
And also they know, Andy Robertson spoke about it last night, Liverpool came here on the way to win the Champions League when nobody thought they would win in Munich. They won 3-1, and that, as Robertson said last night, that set them up for the run to win the Champions League. So it even says in Built this morning that our goalkeeper Angus Gunn qualifies through his father, who has been in the winning side against Bayern Munich twice with Aberdeen and Norwich.
And he's not psyche, and he's not going to tell you about it either.
No, I know.
But do you think that makes a difference, Del? The idea that Robertson, the captain, is going to stride out here tonight, and he knows what it's like to win here. Now, it was Bayern Munich, it was a different ball game, but equally, he knows what it's like to win here. Does that make a difference?
100%. I mean, I think he can then convey that to the rest of the team. This is what's possible. Believe. I think that's a big thing for our team tonight. Believe. Don't be daunted. Just believe. Soak it in. Believe. Be inspired by it. They can do it.
I think we will try and keep the ball. I think, as we say earlier, that's the way Scotland now playing. It's such a joy to watch at times. But you hope, Bill, don't we, that we have a go at some point. That we don't, if we're going to lose this, that it's not a 1 or a 2-0, where we don't lay a glove in Germany.
Czech Republic, first game at Hampden the last time when we 100%. Came out. Okay, there's 12,000 people over at Hampden, so it's not like a bouncing atmosphere. But we all expected more, and then suddenly we lose a horrible goal, then we lose another, and then we don't come back. Andy Robertson talked last night about how he said there's absolutely no secret to this game. Germany will have most of the ball, but when we have the ball, we have to use it to the very best of our ability. He says they have the best midfield player in the world in Tony Kroos and plenty of other guys who are great in the ball. But our job is to close the space, to make it difficult for them, and when we get the ball, to use it. Now that sounds like room 101, very simple, but more difficult to do than it is to say. And we have to make sure that every time we have the ball, there's no wastage, there's no misplaced passes. Everything has to be precise.
I thought, even though it wasn't a full handing, when Czechoslovakia scored, it was like letting the air out of a balloon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think if we could make an impact first tonight, that'll be a serious question for Germany.
Showing his age there, Czechoslovakia.
Well, he is 72.
Yeah, that's very true.
But I mean, we were out in Germany, out in Munich, last night.
West Germany are a good side.
West Germany, very good.
We were out in Munich last night and the place is just even with fans. It's so great to see, isn't it? They're all having a great time, they're all singing, they're all dancing. The locals who are out here as well I seem to be enjoying it. And it's just great to see Scotland fans in huge numbers thoroughly looking forward to this game.
And it's great, and we've seen some figures of Scottish football here. Met big Andy Smith, former Airdrie Dunfermline, who now works for the English FA. Great boy and his son Cammy, who met Stephen McGinn, who's waiting for the rest of the family to arrive from different areas today. It's a wonderful party atmosphere.
Yeah. You see whole families at our hotel. You know, the kids are decked out in Scotland strips. The whole family.
There's a lot of pushchairs kicking about. There's a lot of kids that are going to grow up that maybe don't remember any of this. Will be told you were there.
I think there'll be a lot of Scotland fans that won't remember it anyway. But
that's very true. You might need a pushchair later on.
Well, we were talking about this the other day, but it's reminiscent of the '98 World Cup, isn't it? In Brazil, when we played Brazil and France, and there's that kind of. And everyone back home, we're getting great feedback about the podcast. Everyone back home, even if you're not here, you're so excited about this. Derek, you must be getting it with friends and family back home. You're getting in touch to. I'm certainly getting it for my family. Everyone's excited about it.
It's brilliant. You're there. You know, that's fantastic. What's it like? You know, no question about it. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here.
However, I don't know about you. I got up this morning, and after all the time of waiting for this, I kind of felt a bit. This is, and I wondered actually. I was sort of going, it's tonight. We're now suddenly here, and I wonder how players feel. You know, it's all right saying, you know, like Andy said last night, preparations are done, meetings are done, we're all up for the cup, we're all the adrenaline's out, we're all ready to go. I wonder how they feel when they wake up on a day like today, and how long their day feels.
Yeah, but at the same time, Derek, we've got guys there, as we've touched on. We've played in these big games. I think Bill's right. They're going to have nerves. That's going to be natural.
I mean, I'm not saying it's the only thing I play, but how do they feel in these days? It'd be fascinating to know that.
It must be fantastic. But you say Robertson, McGinn, McGregor, these guys have played. McTominay. We've got guys now that have played at a top level, high level, that probably, I don't think they'll be overawed by this. I think whatever happens, I don't think we'll not be spooked by it.
No.
And that gives me belief, Derek. You know, that gives me confidence that whatever happens, we can stand toe to toe with them.
Yeah, I mean, Billy Gilmour's made his Premier League debut 17-18. He's got a Champions League medal. You know, Callum McGregor's Champions League. As you say, right through our side, we have got players of stature and tremendous experience.
One thing as well, we were speaking to Steve Clarke last night in the press conference, the room was packed. Steve Clarke was typical Steve Clarke. He came across as a little bit dour, as he always does. I don't buy that at all. I think he's a cracking sense of humour. But he was keeping his cards close to his chest a little bit, Bill, you know, and but then he was also talking about how he's got a vast amount of top level experience himself now, so he's not going to be standing in this game, kind of think, being overawed by it either.
No, there was one or two questions, and Steve, for a little bit of insight in these things, when Steve Clarke sits, if he was sitting around a table like this with coffee and cakes and stuff with us,
exactly.
He opens up and he talks and he's a laugh. On stage in front of cameras and broadcast media, he's quite clipped and guarded, and he was asked a few times kind of questions that you could see his face kind of when they were saying, so how excited are you, as if you must be chuffed to be on this adventure. And he's come back and saying, well, actually, I've been there and I've done it, and I've been.
He's earned this.
He said, I've been in the Champions League final. You know,
I think his nature, Bill, see before the game tonight, I think the players will take a lot from that. He's calm. He's not getting carried away. He's not too excitable. He's just kind of level. Yeah, I was speaking to Chris Boyd yesterday, and one of the things he was saying from his time working with Steve Clarke at Kilmarnock is how he emphasised in the big games against Rangers, Celtic, how to stay in the game.
Yes.
The important thing is to stay in the game. If you lose a goal in the first 5 minutes, it doesn't matter, just stay in the game, and he can then make changes in the last 10-15 minutes that will get them something. It happened time and again for him at Kilmarnock, where they got points against Rangers, Celtic, Ibrox, Celtic Park, and I think that will be crucial. We might go behind early, we might suffer a setback, but if we can just stay in the game, and we can maybe go for it late on. And also build the anxiety.
And in the same way, if we managed to get ourselves in front, which quite often in the opening game, I've always seen right through football, doesn't matter if it's Scottish Cup, European Cups, World Cups, underdogs quite often get an early chance because they come out of traps, and the big teams maybe saying, let's have a wee look at this, and chances fall, and even if you take that chance, go up, you can't then let yourself get the emotion of it. You can't let that start to play away with you, because you watch the biggest teams in the world, club games, international games, they can go 1 down, they can go 2 down, and they just play away because they know it's the next thing that's important. It's not the last thing. You know, it's Manuel Neuer was talking during the week about how when you lose a goal, you just reset to 0. When you make a mistake, it's gone.
That's
let
what
it go.
Players do, isn't it?
Let it
top
go.
Players do that.
Don't let it play. Whereas I've seen Scotland teams in the past, and we lose a goal, and you think we're going to lose another goal. I mean, it's happened a couple of times in the friendly games, but in competitive games, I don't see it happening with us. We reset and we go again.
That's the thing as well. I was going to say to you, Derek, as well. We're talking about the nerves and possible anxiety in our players. These German players are under a lot of pressure. They've had a bit of criticism, a bit of stick lately. They're an opening game as a host nation. They're expected to squad Scotland, let's be honest about it. And if they don't start well, as you say, there could be a bit of growing anxiety there from the crowd that seeps onto the park.
Clearly the German public want their national team to do well, but also get a sense that it's not 100% about the national team. I think there's various issues, even the captain, Gundogan, I don't think it's 100% accepted by the nation.
Right.
And, you know, the performances, individuals have been questioned. That's gone back to, you know, staying in the game. Stay in the game, build the anxiety in the home front. The players get more anxious as well.
The other thing is, Andy Robertson was talking last night about coming here with 75,000 Bayern fans going mental and Liverpool calming them down. This isn't 75,000 Bayern Munich fans. No. This is maybe 20,000 corporate people and some neutrals and lots of Scots.
And Scots everywhere.
And it's going to be a different atmosphere. It's not going to be this. You know, the fact, you even look at it, it's not called tonight the Allianz Arena. It's called the Munich Stadium. It's been you know, homogenised by UEFA, and it becomes a different kind of animal. And if we can go out and be comfortable in that, we give ourselves a real chance.
Like your German again, Arena.
Allianz Arena.
The Arena. Listen, we've got our cakes here sorted. Bill sorted out what have we got this morning, Bill?
Well, this morning we have a strawberry Danish with custard. We have a rhubarb torte with crumble, and we have a strawberry cheesecake.
You like your torte, don't you?
I like a bit of torte.
I like that torte.
You can't come to Germany and not torte yourself up.
No, you can't. Jesus. Right, that's day 5 done. We're off to the Allianz Arena pretty shortly for Germany against Scotland. We can't wait. We're looking forward to it. And for all the best news, views, the interviews, match reports, everything tomorrow, pick up the Scottish Sun newspaper and look across all the social media platforms.